Defensive Player of the Year.
Not even Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Not even rookie. Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow. All right. Welcome back to SB Nation. The 2012 NFL Draft has concluded, and so has the AFC West and their picks. Let's start, I guess, with the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know what? The Chiefs cooked up a pretty good draft. Scott Pioli, he's used to having a big nose tackle, Vince Wilfork, and New England with the Patriots. So he goes and picks up Dontari Poe with his first pick, and that's the highlight guy. Some people are saying he's a combine warrior. Big numbers in the combine. Can he do it on the field? I think he can. He has that size, and he has a lot of speed to be a bigger player. So I think he's going to do big things for him. In terms of their value pick, you get this guy in the 7th round, Junior Hemingway. I think Hemingway, if he gives an earnest effort,
wow.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Suck that in. If he gives an earnest effort, I think he can do some pretty big things. He was in the offense with Michigan, Denard Robinson. They don't focus on receivers, so his skill hasn't been shown yet. They have a lot of big receivers already, and he's added to the fold. Now, in terms of their sleeper pick, it's Cyrus Gray. This is a running back. Now, you think of Kansas City, they've got Jamal Charles, they've got Peyton Hillis, but you have to remember, Jamal Charles had the ACL injury. We don't know how effective he's going to be. Hillis is a one-year wonder so far at the next level. Gray is a complete back. He can block very well. He reminds me of Thomas Jones. They had a lot of success with Thomas Jones.
Yes,
so I think they'll look back and say, you know what, that Gray kid, we're glad we got him where we did.
All right, let's move on, of course, to the Oakland Raiders.
The Raiders did actually have 6 picks this year, but they all came in day 2 and 3. I think their first pick was a compensatory pick. So, I mean, really, the headliner this year, Carson Palmer.
Boom. Boom.
Yes, we do realize that he was already on the team, but when you're trading away draft picks like they are going out of style, he's got to be the headliner. I mean, they got rid of him, they got rid of Terrell Pryor for a 3rd.
They got rid of a 3rd for Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, either or.
Yes.
So, I mean, they just had nothing to go with. So I would say, though, their best value was Miles Burris. He's a special team star. They lost Rock Cartwright in the offseason to the 49ers. They need a strong special teams, and he's going to do it for them.
I love that the strong special teams is their star.
What are the special team rankings?
You got to go with depth when you don't have a whole lot of draft picks.
True.
I think their big sleeper could be Jerron Kreiner, the wide receiver. He's pretty much the anti-Raider pick. For the past few years, you know, they've drafted everybody from Denarius Moore to Darius Hayward-Bay. You can go all the way back to James Jett. They went for the fastest guy out there. Jerron Kreiner is not the fastest guy out there. He's a guy, though, that will eat up the middle of the field while Denarius Moore and Darius Hayward-Bay are stretching the field. I give it a B. Considering they had very few picks, Reggie McKenzie did a good job first time around.
The Kreiner pick seems to be a shift in culture there in Oakland.
Very much shift in culture.
A receiver that'll go over the middle more than necessarily a deep speed pick. I'll go with the San Diego Superchargers, obviously revamping the defensive side of the ball, infusing that side with youth. The headline is obviously Melvin Ingram, who should step in right away into that outside linebacker position. And the same way, I guess, Whitney Merciless for the Texans that we've talked about is going to come in and add speed and versatility to that front 7. I think Brandon Taylor comes in pretty quickly and competes for a safety spot. I think he's versatile enough coming from LSU. He has the experience playing in the SEC that he can come in and be NFL ready right away. As a sleeper, I like Ladarius Green, but before we get to him, Kendall Reyes is another guy when you talk about that front 7 who can immediately step in and fortify and just be young and angry, which is what you need.
And they had issues with their front 7
Absolutely,
last year.
yes. Even since Ron Rivera left, they've been a different team. So adding those couple guys inside and in the front 7, I think helps. And then Ladarius Green at the tight end position, Antonio Gates, not getting any younger, not getting any healthier. Somebody that's completely comfortable being off the field with whatever injury he has that week. So adding depth there, I think, can help. Even though he's from a small school in Louisiana-Lafayette, I think he's versatile enough and ready enough to play in the NFL. So I give them an A because they address so many of their needs and they have so many pieces in place already. It's a good draft for them.
Can I make a prediction?
Sure.
Melvin Ingram, Defensive Player of the Year.
Not even Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Not even rookie. Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow.
All right, go for Broncos.
Wow, I'm glad how you called them the Superchargers.
Superchargers.
I think the Broncos offseason in general has been fabulous. Let's just start right there. I mean, when you get Peyton Manning, when you give him weapons like Jacob Tamme, when you give him weapons like Joel Dreesen, and you go on defense and get Tracy Porter, those are great. I didn't like this draft because I don't think they got a single starter out of this draft. I think they traded down twice in the first round, and again, they got their headliner pick is Brock Osweiler. Osweiler. And I like Brock Osweiler. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think he might have been taken, you're laughing at it.
Yeah.
I think he's been taken a little too high. I think my best value pick is Malik Jackson, the defensive tackle, because I don't really know if he's any all that much better than Derek Wolfe, who was their first pick in the second round. Both of those guys could be starters this year, but we don't really know. Sleeper pick, Omar Bolden. I think they need to improve their secondary. The problem I have with the Denver Broncos is Brian Dawkins retired and they haven't replaced him. And with the Denver Broncos, if you've got Peyton Manning, he's got some weapons around him. You've got to be able to protect him, and you've got to be able to stop people from throwing the football on you. And I don't know if Denver did enough in this draft to do that, so I give them a C.
You think Raheem Moore steps up next year for them in that spot?
I don't know. And that's really the thing with Denver right now, is that with a lot of these pieces that they put in, a lot of the guys on free agency in the draft, you just don't know how it's going to mix, especially with Peyton Manning. Right. Because Manning is really the ultimate X factor, and Manning's personality and his talent is just going to dominate this team next year. If he's healthy.
If he's healthy. A lot of teams drafting defensive players, perhaps knowing that Peyton Manning could be healthy. And
in this division especially.
So, yes, so you give them a C. So you're our resident C man. You see what I did there? Raider fans, Charger fans, Chiefs fans, Broncos fans, tell us what you think about how your team did in the draft in the comments. Subscribe up above for all sorts of raps and grades and horrible, horrible puns. I'm so sorry I called you that. The C man. That's weird. That's weird for me, but I had to go there. Especially with him going earnest.
And the chef's cooking.
Chef.
And the chef's cooking.